When I left for deployment overseas, I trusted my family to handle my affairs back home. Before leaving, I gave my sister access to some of my accounts and credit, thinking she would help pay bills if needed. I never imagined she'd use that trust to destroy me. Months later, while I was serving in the field, I got a letter from the bank. At first, I thought it was a mistake. My credit was nearly maxed, and payments were overdue. Confused, I called home. That's when I learned the truth. My sister and her boyfriend had used my credit to buy a boat. A boat I had never seen, never approved, never even dreamed of owning. I was furious, but I couldn't do much from halfway across the world. My sister's excuse? You weren't using your money anyway. She laughed, like it was nothing. Meanwhile, I was getting hit with late fees, interest, and warnings from the bank. My spotless financial record was sinking because of her selfishness. Deployment was hard enough, but coming back to that kind of betrayal? It broke me. When I finally returned, I walked into a financial nightmare. My credit score was ruined. Collectors were calling. And there sat my sister and her boyfriend, grinning, living their best life, cruising around in the boat they had bought under my name. I confronted them, and they shrugged it off. You'll recover. You've got the military behind you. Relax. That was the last straw. I wasn't going to relax. I was going to fight. I spoke to my commanding officer, who immediately referred me to a military lawyer. Within days, I was sitting in his office with a pile of documents. He went through everything. My deployment papers, the credit statements, the forged signatures. His face hardened. They committed fraud, he said flatly. And since you were deployed, this is even worse for them. I'll never forget the day the military lawyer showed up at my sister's house. She thought it was some family squabble, that I'd eventually forgive her. But when he handed her the papers and explained the legal consequences, the color drained from her face. Her boyfriend tried to act tough, but when the lawyer mentioned jail time and federal charges, he crumbled. Suddenly, they were begging. We'll pay it back. Please don't press charges. But it was too late. The case was already in motion. My lawyer pushed for restitution. Not only did they have to sell the boat to cover part of the debt, but the court ordered them to repay every single dime they had stolen, with interest. It took months, but eventually, my accounts were cleared. My credit began to recover. The bank even worked with me once they saw the deployment papers and fraud evidence. As for my sister and her boyfriend, they lost everything. The boat, their savings, and eventually, each other. The betrayal still hurt, but there was a strange comfort in watching justice unfold. They had gambled with my life while I was serving my country, and the military made sure they paid the price. Now, every time I see a boat, I remember that storm. But I also remember something stronger. Never again will I hand out blind trust, and never again will I underestimate the power of fighting back.